Into. Was his wife a masseuse? Was his wife a masseuse? Can't it tempt at dawn? Can't it tempt at dawn? Normally you wouldn't turn it off. Normally you wouldn't turn it off. It is not decided immediately. It is not decided immediately. Was her mother-in-law an aviator? Was her mother-in-law an aviator? Then not a historian. Then not a historian. Sometimes they take a stroll in the countryside. Sometimes they take a stroll in the countryside. Let's go over it one more time before we start the presentation. Let's go over it one more time before we start the presentation. Do you sell fresh poultry? Do you sell fresh poultry? Give my love to everyone. Give my love to everyone. We've already seen that famous landmark. We've already seen that famous landmark. Excuse me, where can I find the toilet? Excuse me, where can I find the toilet? I've watched that movie many times. I've watched that movie many times. You wouldn't dance occasionally. You wouldn't dance occasionally. The legacy of the ancient civilization still exists. The legacy of the ancient civilization still exists. We usually take the subway to work. We usually take the subway to work. Before. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any siblings? Can you drop me off at the airport tomorrow? Can you drop me off at the airport tomorrow? He couldn't remember where he parked his car. He couldn't remember where he parked his car. I ate cereal for breakfast. I ate cereal for breakfast. You can be a scavenger every month. You can be a scavenger every month. Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Do you have a loyalty card? Do you have a loyalty card? May I taste your dessert, please? May I taste your dessert, please? You and I should talk about what's going to happen. You and I should talk about what's going to happen. The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. Can I sample this hummus? Can I sample this hummus? They cook for their families every night. They cook for their families every night. Don't they jump? Don't they jump? They may not rise later. They may not rise later. I am creative. I am creative. Are there any sugar-free drinks? Are there any sugar-free drinks? I come to school before 8 a.m. I come to school before 8 a.m. How much was it? How much was it? She has to cook dinner for her family. She has to cook dinner for her family. They usually have lunch in the office cafeteria. They usually have lunch in the office cafeteria. They will install it in 2 years. They will install it in 2 years. I read news online every day. I read news online every day. Will I not name? Will I not name? They can't always be accepted. They can't always be accepted. Did we get hurt later? Did we get hurt later? Do you know any good places where you can take a walk? Do you know any good places where you can take a walk? You should read more books to improve your vocabulary, said the professor. You should read more books to improve your vocabulary, said the professor. Good morning. Good morning. Are they elected? Are they elected? I eat an apple after my father sleeps. I eat an apple after my father sleeps. I noted. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. Are you preparing for exams? Are you preparing for exams? By the time he finishes his presentation, he will have already started the meeting. By the time he finishes his presentation, he will have already started the meeting. It can be stored after 3 days. It can be stored after 3 days. It may rain. It may rain. Extra fit and fair man feeds fat cows. Extra fit and fair man feeds fat cows. The error was noticed too late. The error was noticed too late. When is your birthday? When is your birthday? There are no books on the shelf. There are no books on the shelf. It's snowing outside. It's snowing outside. We need to find a solution to the problem. We need to find a solution to the problem. Why did you choose this restaurant? Because it has great reviews. Why did you choose this restaurant? Because it has great reviews. You are tired. You are tired. Do we run? Do we run? Elephants are the largest land animals. Elephants are the largest land animals. He loves to eat ice cream. He loves to eat ice cream. Do you have gluten-free products? Do you have gluten-free products? Construction workers will build the new bridge for months. Construction workers will build the new bridge for months. Let us do it. Let us do it. Let me know if you need pen and paper. Let me know if you need pen and paper. The government should invest more in education. The government should invest more in education. Your grandson was a harvester. Your grandson was a harvester. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. Are we daily servants? Are we daily servants? I ate carrots for breakfast and felt really healthy. I ate carrots for breakfast and felt really healthy. 4 minutes later we complain. 4 minutes later we complain. How much water do you drink each day? How much water do you drink each day? The message was answered immediately. The message was answered immediately. Shouldn't we run away from time to time? Shouldn't we run away from time to time? This is the restaurant where we had our first date. This is the restaurant where we had our first date. I have to mark it 10 years. I have to mark it 10 years. Is our stepmother a librarian? Is our stepmother a librarian? We have a reservation for dinner at 7 p.m. We have a reservation for dinner at 7 p.m. Will you go to the school? Will you go to the school? The book was borrowed from the library. The book was borrowed from the library. They are swimming in the pool. They are swimming in the pool. The dog barks loudly. The dog barks loudly. Didn't we recruit at 2 p.m.? Didn't we recruit at 2 p.m.? I wouldn't do this job. I wouldn't do this job. I can go home. I can go home. He won't go to school. He won't go to school. Does what he says he will do. Does what he says he will do. Our mother was a drummer. Our mother was a drummer. Let me see you. Let me see you. Can you help me find a good book to read? Can you help me find a good book to read? Rarely hit? Rarely hit? Term. Term. What is your flight number? What is your flight number? The book I bought is really interesting. The book I bought is really interesting. The keys are in the drawer. The keys are in the drawer. When should you not greet someone with a kiss? When should you not greet someone with a kiss? I've been living here since 2012. I've been living here since 2012. I've already packed my suitcase. I've already packed my suitcase. He likes to do sports. He likes to do sports. There may not be a courier at dusk. There may not be a courier at dusk. His stepfather is a pilot. His stepfather is a pilot. You don't have to worry about that. Everything will be fine. You don't have to worry about that. Everything will be fine. Where is all your money? Where is all your money? He paints as a hobby. He paints as a hobby. By the time they graduate, we'll have already planned the graduation party. By the time they graduate, we'll have already planned the graduation party. She was knitting a sweater for her sister. She was knitting a sweater for her sister. If I were a famous actress, I would travel the world for movie premieres. If I were a famous actress, I would travel the world for movie premieres. I will study abroad next semester. I will study abroad next semester. Before we sign the contract, let's review the terms and conditions. Before we sign the contract, let's review the terms and conditions. You work daily. You work daily. Despite being young, he has accomplished a lot in his career. Despite being young, he has accomplished a lot in his career. He thought, good luck in French. Good luck in French. Basically. Do you know some good websites for job search? Do you know some good websites for job search? Likes to travel. Likes to travel. I visited my grandfather last weekend. I visited my grandfather last weekend. Can it grow every month? Can it grow every month? Was the window cleaner next year? Was the window cleaner next year? Energetic. Energetic. I try to exercise every day. I try to exercise every day. Especially beef. Especially beef. Avoid. Avoid. She is taller than her sister. She is taller than her sister. After 4 nights the chef should do it. After 4 nights the chef should do it. My house is smaller than yours. My house is smaller than yours. The article provides tips to improve your time management skills. The article provides tips to improve your time management skills. Stairs. Stairs. Your grandparents are sailors. Your grandparents are sailors. Where will you stay? Where will you stay? He used to calculate often. He used to calculate often. Are they always golfers? Are they always golfers? How long will he stay in Japan? How long will he stay in Japan? Was our sister an interviewer? Was our sister an interviewer? I will be waiting for you at the airport. I will be waiting for you at the airport. We will include earlier. We will include earlier. I cannot attend the meeting. I have a doctor's appointment. I cannot attend the meeting. I have a doctor's appointment. There is nothing we can do for that girl. There is nothing we can do for that girl. He must learn to swim. He must learn to swim. After one evening cannot insist. After one evening cannot insist. Was my aunt a tradesman? Was my aunt a tradesman? Won't he be a doctor in a year? Won't he be a doctor in a year? You will trust. You will trust. You must make a reservation for dinner. You must make a reservation for dinner. I have to go to school. I have to go to school. I ate toast for breakfast. I ate toast for breakfast. Maybe one day job. Maybe one day job. I would reflect. I would reflect. Will they give orders a day later? Will they give orders a day later? He couldn't catch the bus on time. He couldn't catch the bus on time. It should cool down after a week. It should cool down after a week. Their neighbors are preachers. Their neighbors are preachers. It will dive in 2 nights. It will dive in 2 nights. I have been to many countries of the world. I have been to many countries of the world. Broken. Broken. I don't like studying, my brother doesn't like it either. I don't like studying, my brother doesn't like it either. The document has been saved to the computer. The document has been saved to the computer. Who told you this? Who told you this? Nighttime cannot thank you. Nighttime cannot thank you. Breakfast is served from 7 a.m. Breakfast is served from 7 a.m. Are they commanding after 4 centuries? Are they commanding after 4 centuries? Where can I find baking supplies? Where can I find baking supplies? Is her grandfather a stylist? Is her grandfather a stylist? Do they need to explode right away? Do they need to explode right away? Shouldn't he be a urologist at dawn? Shouldn't he be a urologist at dawn? Avoiding processed foods improves overall health. Avoiding processed foods improves overall health. You can be the weekly philosopher. You can be the weekly philosopher. His grandmother's legacy inspired him. His grandmother's legacy inspired him. There are 7 days in a week. There are 7 days in a week. The dog is too aggressive to approach. The dog is too aggressive to approach. The train arrived late this morning. The train arrived late this morning. Can give. Can give. We had fun on the beach. We had fun on the beach. You and I should talk about what's going to happen. You and I should talk about what's going to happen. When we got to the arena, the concert had already started. When we got to the arena, the concert had already started. He plays the guitar very well. He plays the guitar very well. I'm in the room opposite you. I'm in the room opposite you. There aren't many opportunities for advancement in this business. There aren't many opportunities for advancement in this business. How many apples did you buy from the market? How many apples did you buy from the market? I like to go to museum. I like to go to museum. Should you be bartending now? Should you be bartending now? I'm not sure if what you're saying is true. I'm not sure if what you're saying is true. I come home around 7. I come home around 7. Was an anthropologist. Was an anthropologist. I can't find the can opener. I can't find the can opener. Can't I usually be a foreman? Can't I usually be a foreman? Would he prefer? Would he prefer? After 2 nights, they can become businessmen. After 2 nights, they can become businessmen. They will not encourage. They will not encourage. He works out in the gym. He works out in the gym. Will we not save? Will we not save? I can't understand what's going on inside his head. I can't understand what's going on inside his head. They play football expertly. They play football expertly. There are a lot of grapes. There are a lot of grapes. The doctor gave medicine to relieve the patient's pain. The doctor gave medicine to relieve the patient's pain. He could have been promoted if he had more experience. He could have been promoted if he had more experience. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. Let's check. Let's check. These are my favorite authors. These are my favorite authors. Your father is a speaker. Your father is a speaker. You should not gamble if it is illegal in your area. You should not gamble if it is illegal in your area. These are my headphones. These are my headphones. They followed the recipe exactly and the result was delicious. They followed the recipe exactly and the result was delicious. How many do you want? How many do you want? Tommy has more grapes than Tony. Tommy has more grapes than Tony. I always brush my teeth before going to bed. I always brush my teeth before going to bed. I'm going to college. I'm going to college. Doesn't he need to fix it? Doesn't he need to fix it? I will have completed my certificate by the end of the year. I will have completed my certificate by the end of the year. We support the community by participating in local events. We support the community by participating in local events. Your kids are technicians. Your kids are technicians. Did you eat or drink before arriving at the airport? Did you eat or drink before arriving at the airport? Where is your favorite vacation spot? Where is your favorite vacation spot? Beneficiary. Beneficiary. I watched that TV show many times. I watched that TV show many times. They are playing football on the field. They are playing football on the field. I love you since 1980. I love you since 1980. Write longer please. Write longer please. The movie was more emotional than I thought. The movie was more emotional than I thought. They like to camp in the mountains. They like to camp in the mountains. When they arrive at the airport, the plane will have taken off. When they arrive at the airport, the plane will have taken off. Thanks for your usual support. Thanks for your usual support. Not tested often? Not tested often? Her stepdaughters were workers. Her stepdaughters were workers. We appeared every month. We appeared every month. We will send it to you after today. We will send it to you after today. His family was the dean. His family was the dean. They want to volunteer at a local charity. They want to volunteer at a local charity. Creates at dusk. Creates at dusk. Don't they sometimes? Don't they sometimes? I can't wait to go on vacation, he said. I can't wait to go on vacation, he said. He drove to work this morning. He drove to work this morning. Outside, snow is falling softly. Outside, snow is falling softly. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your interest. Was it his Uncle Potter? Was it his Uncle Potter? Will I be a proxy in 2 hours? Will I be a proxy in 2 hours? You don't have to worry about what other people think of you. Just be yourself. You don't have to worry about what other people think of you. Just be yourself. Do you have to include? Do you have to include? It changes seasonally to keep our menu fresh. It changes seasonally to keep our menu fresh. You can make it 2 seconds ago. You can make it 2 seconds ago. I will listen to English music. I will listen to English music. Aren't we going to be interviewers for 10 years? Aren't we going to be interviewers for 10 years? We have a signed contract for the project. We have a signed contract for the project. Isn't he a translator after 5 centuries? Isn't he a translator after 5 centuries? Our meals are made with fresh ingredients. Our meals are made with fresh ingredients. I did not follow the recipe correctly and as a result the food was not good. I did not follow the recipe correctly and as a result the food was not good. I go to the gym every day. I go to the gym every day. Shouldn't they be thinking? Shouldn't they be thinking? Covering. Covering. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? In 5 years I will be a famous writer. In 5 years I will be a famous writer. He was able to quickly solve the math problem. He was able to quickly solve the math problem. It could have been cleaned a century ago. It could have been cleaned a century ago. I work as a teacher. I work as a teacher. Okay, everything. Okay, everything. Company management is responsible for this decision. Company management is responsible for this decision. We are hiking in the mountains. We are hiking in the mountains. Cancel. Cancel. We can experience immediately. We can experience immediately. Is this where we should meet? Is this where we should meet? We met at night. We met at night. Don't forget to lock the door when leaving. Don't forget to lock the door when leaving. He was watching a movie while eating popcorn. He was watching a movie while eating popcorn. How much money does he have? How much money does he have? The baby is crawling on the floor. The baby is crawling on the floor. Before we make a final decision, let's gather some more input. Before we make a final decision, let's gather some more input. Was your grandfather a lantern? Was your grandfather a lantern? Always be grateful for what you have in life. Always be grateful for what you have in life. I would like an apple. I would like an apple. Isn't he a translator after 5 centuries? Isn't he a translator after 5 centuries? Shouldn't they be reported? Shouldn't they be reported? Scholarship. Scholarship. His son is a pediatrician. His son is a pediatrician. The situation is beyond the limits of human decency. The situation is beyond the limits of human decency. If you experience any severe pain, call me immediately. If you experience any severe pain, call me immediately. Can't iron at noon. Can't iron at noon. Let me know when you're ready to start. Let me know when you're ready to start. 5 years later, I'm a judge. 5 years later, I'm a judge. I eat apples while my father sleeps. I eat apples while my father sleeps. I bought a book. I bought a book. The concert lasted until midnight. The concert lasted until midnight. I don't want to lose my love to look good. I don't want to lose my love to look good. The company is looking for a new marketing manager. The company is looking for a new marketing manager. The situation exceeds the limits of human imagination. The situation exceeds the limits of human imagination. Wait, Tommy. Wait, Tommy. Can't draw? Can't draw? Should not appear. Should not appear. I wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. I wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. When do you prefer cake? When do you prefer cake? All students passed the exam. All students passed the exam. He wants to buy a new phone. He wants to buy a new phone. Frankly, I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. When the concert is over, I will be listening to my favorite songs live. When the concert is over, I will be listening to my favorite songs live. We are cleaning the house. We are cleaning the house. Will he not object then? Will he not object then? This is my computer. This is my computer. The smell of freshly brewed coffee woke me up. The smell of freshly brewed coffee woke me up. Can they insist right away? Can they insist right away? Should not agree. Should not agree. He is an engineer and designs new technologies. He is an engineer and designs new technologies. This is beyond the scope of my abilities. This is beyond the scope of my abilities. They could not start in the afternoon. They could not start in the afternoon. Have to have. Have to have. Not convinced. Not convinced. All the guests came for the party. All the guests came for the party. Also, don't forget to bring snacks for the trip. Also, don't forget to bring snacks for the trip. I always wear a seat belt in the car. I always wear a seat belt in the car. 4 minutes later? 4 minutes later? He fixed the broken window. He fixed the broken window. His sister is a lawyer. His sister is a lawyer. It can kill after 5 nights. It can kill after 5 nights. We worry at 5 p.m. We worry at 5 p.m. Do they untie at sunset? Do they untie at sunset? The gun is usually oiled by the officer. The gun is usually oiled by the officer. The place gets dirty and then it stinks of food. The place gets dirty and then it stinks of food. I can ask. I can ask. They are not created soon. They are not created soon. 10 years. 10 years. The death of the famous actor created a shock effect in the entertainment industry. The death of the famous actor created a shock effect in the entertainment industry. He likes to take long walks on the beach. He likes to take long walks on the beach. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. My microwave is broken, I need to replace it. My microwave is broken, I need to replace it. I got a gift from my friend. I got a gift from my friend. As a customer, I see relevant products and offers, so I prefer to shop here. Buying a mix of my groceries. As a customer, I see relevant products and offers, so I prefer to shop here. Buying a mix of my groceries. Email sent by mistake. Email sent by mistake. Not convinced. Not convinced. Also, I think we should consider offering more incentives to our employees. Also, I think we should consider offering more incentives to our employees. Piece of paper. Piece of paper. I am good. I am good. Did he come with? Did he come with? Do you sometimes have to be a songwriter? Do you sometimes have to be a songwriter? Air pollution. Air pollution. He wrote at noon. He wrote at noon. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Okay then. How is your shoulder? Okay then. How is your shoulder? Some kind of food. Some kind of food. The consumer should read the label before purchasing the product. The consumer should read the label before purchasing the product. We have to go grocery shopping today. We have to go grocery shopping today. These are soft pillows. These are soft pillows. I will travel to Europe next month. I will travel to Europe next month. He has a meeting at 2 in the afternoon. He has a meeting at 2 in the afternoon. Should they be archaeologists? Should they be archaeologists? Will we not borrow? Will we not borrow? The result of the match was a draw. The result of the match was a draw. Will not visit. Will not visit. We will be able to visit the museum tomorrow. We will be able to visit the museum tomorrow. Can they handle it? Can they handle it? May not heal. May not heal. I have a couple of paints. I have a couple of paints. Will buy a new laptop. Will buy a new laptop. It was an ordinary conversation. It was an ordinary conversation. Was his father a nurse? Was his father a nurse? I've finished my homework. I've finished my homework. We are excited to start our new business. We are excited to start our new business. I certainly cried when my father died. I certainly cried when my father died. How was the weekend? How was the weekend? Do you have nut-free options? Do you have nut-free options? Was it the neighbor installer? Was it the neighbor installer? Ambitious. Ambitious. My fluffy cat. My fluffy cat. Can they become a secretary right away? Can they become a secretary right away? The nurse will come later to change your bandages. The nurse will come later to change your bandages. Decision result. Decision result. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Are sales still ongoing? Are sales still ongoing? Why didn't you attend the meeting? Asked. Why didn't you attend the meeting? Asked. Item of the list. Item of the list. What day was yesterday? What day was yesterday? We will have dinner at a fancy restaurant. We will have dinner at a fancy restaurant. My son Tommy took the scholarship exam. My son Tommy took the scholarship exam. We'll meet at the restaurant, right? We'll meet at the restaurant, right? How about going to the karaoke bar tonight? How about going to the karaoke bar tonight? The concert will start tonight at 20:00. The concert will start tonight at 20:00. We hope to see you at the party. We hope to see you at the party. They may not be on guard after 3 hours. They may not be on guard after 3 hours. He cooked dinner. He cooked dinner. Where does he live? Where does he live? I have to call the doctor to set up an appointment. I have to call the doctor to set up an appointment. I'm not cruel, I just want to know what it is. I'm not cruel, I just want to know what it is. He can't care. He can't care. What kind of currency do you carry? What kind of currency do you carry? He was retiring every week. He was retiring every week. We went to Paris for our honeymoon. We went to Paris for our honeymoon. The extra fit and fair guy is my favorite. The extra fit and fair guy is my favorite. They didn't watch. They didn't watch. I could sense that he was lying about where he was. I could sense that he was lying about where he was. Consistency in following a healthy diet leads to better health. Consistency in following a healthy diet leads to better health. Can I have a copy of your report? Can I have a copy of your report? I don't know. I don't know. Aren't they charged annually? Aren't they charged annually? The storm is fast approaching. The storm is fast approaching. It's okay. I'm not angry. It's okay. I'm not angry. John has great potential. John has great potential. Which restaurant would you like to have dinner at? Which restaurant would you like to have dinner at? If it rains, we will stay at home. If it rains, we will stay at home. He practiced yoga to increase flexibility. He practiced yoga to increase flexibility. Morning traffic is worse than evening. Morning traffic is worse than evening. I can attack later at 5 p.m. at midnight. I can attack later at 5 p.m. at midnight. There was no night watchman 5 nights ago. There was no night watchman 5 nights ago. The flowers in the garden are in full bloom. The flowers in the garden are in full bloom. I have a lot of determination. I have a lot of determination. I am truly grateful. I am truly grateful. They loved watching comedy. They loved watching comedy. If it were me, I would go on vacation. If it were me, I would go on vacation. Jim, I'm here for you to believe, you know that. I don't judge you. Jim, I'm here for you to believe, you know that. I don't judge you. The new car is more fuel efficient than the old one. The new car is more fuel efficient than the old one. The load was too heavy to carry alone. The load was too heavy to carry alone. Happy. Happy. I don't notice anything in particular about it. I don't notice anything in particular about it. When the game is over, I will have watched my team win. When the game is over, I will have watched my team win. I am currently studying English. I am currently studying English. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. Was his father a cop? Was his father a cop? Will they not think? Will they not think? We don't have a lot of code coverage. We don't have a lot of code coverage. His spirit is good. His spirit is good. They can enter per month. They can enter per month. Got work in 2 weeks. Got work in 2 weeks. It didn't work last night. It didn't work last night. The job was offered to me. The job was offered to me. But please tell me before you go. But please tell me before you go. Our daughter is a comedian. Our daughter is a comedian. Was your stepmother a choreographer? Was your stepmother a choreographer? We watched a football match. We watched a football match. Can't there be 2 drivers in the afternoon? Can't there be 2 drivers in the afternoon? If you don't water the plants, they will die. If you don't water the plants, they will die. Not live at 5 p.m. Not live at 5 p.m. Finalize. Finalize. They are usually warriors. They are usually warriors. His favorite color is blue. His favorite color is blue. They are throwing a surprise party for their friends. They are throwing a surprise party for their friends. Where do you work on Sunday? Where do you work on Sunday? I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to try to pull you in. I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to try to pull you in. I have to attend a wedding this weekend. I have to attend a wedding this weekend. Another. Another. We will not continue. We will not continue. How often does he read books? How often does he read books? The disease was caused by a virus that is not yet understood. The disease was caused by a virus that is not yet understood. Wouldn't you have researched after a week? Wouldn't you have researched after a week? We have a lot of tickets for what's going to be released in the next sprint. We have a lot of tickets for what's going to be released in the next sprint. He should have finished his homework by now. He should have finished his homework by now. He needs to learn to swim. He needs to learn to swim. I was starving after that long walk. I was starving after that long walk. Can't I blow? Can't I blow? Should you attend this meeting? Should you attend this meeting? Your sister was a garbage man. Your sister was a garbage man. We were going to a concert in the music hall. We were going to a concert in the music hall. Was his half-brother a model? Was his half-brother a model? He went to the library to borrow some books. He went to the library to borrow some books. Let me know if you need any advice. Let me know if you need any advice. Were we at noon? Were we at noon? He was watching a movie while eating popcorn. He was watching a movie while eating popcorn. His aunt is an art director. His aunt is an art director. I'm meeting John after school. I'm meeting John after school. Sometimes I don't have lunch. Sometimes I don't have lunch. Wasn't he an anesthesiologist at Sunrise? Wasn't he an anesthesiologist at Sunrise? Are your relatives hairdressers? Are your relatives hairdressers? Was your colleague a playwright? Was your colleague a playwright? I prefer tea to coffee. I prefer tea to coffee. I'm not sure I can trust you. I'm not sure I can trust you. You rarely go to the gym. You rarely go to the gym. The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. You don't become a beekeeper at noon. You don't become a beekeeper at noon. Where can I find canned soups and broths? Where can I find canned soups and broths? There is no food in the refrigerator. There is no food in the refrigerator. We can build this house. We can build this house. Works for 10 years. Works for 10 years. He always drinks coffee in the afternoon. He always drinks coffee in the afternoon. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. Better start eating healthier. Better start eating healthier. Let me. Even though it was raining, they went out. Even though it was raining, they went out. Isn't he afraid? Isn't he afraid? They kiss. They kiss. Doesn't she remember? Doesn't she remember? Where do you work on Sunday? Where do you work on Sunday? Be aware of possible biases. Be aware of possible biases. If we had left on time, we would not have been stuck in traffic. If we had left on time, we would not have been stuck in traffic. The message was ignored by the recipient. The message was ignored by the recipient. He saved money by cutting back on unnecessary spending and was able to afford a vacation as a result. He saved money by cutting back on unnecessary spending and was able to afford a vacation as a result. They were practicing their dance routine. They were practicing their dance routine. His comments were unrelated to the current debate. His comments were unrelated to the current debate. Do you sell reusable shopping bags? Do you sell reusable shopping bags? The mistake was made by me. The mistake was made by me. Sometimes the manager. Sometimes the manager. He has to study for his exams. He has to study for his exams. John, will you give me the scissors? John, will you give me the scissors? They are studying for the exam. They are studying for the exam. I'll take an X-ray. I'll take an X-ray. They walked to the other side of the bridge. They walked to the other side of the bridge. Was it rain? Was it rain? Can't he tempt? Can't he tempt? Was his grandfather an ambassador? Was his grandfather an ambassador? We can settle down in 3 weeks. We can settle down in 3 weeks. I often visit my elders. I often visit my elders. He didn't buy new shoes, did he? He didn't buy new shoes, did he? They should have chosen a different restaurant. They should have chosen a different restaurant. I tried to balance the package with one hand and open the door with the other. I tried to balance the package with one hand and open the door with the other. He had his computer repaired by a computer technician. He had his computer repaired by a computer technician. may not be forgotten often, may not be forgotten often. They may disagree with your decision. They may disagree with your decision. If you eat too much junk food, you will gain weight. If you eat too much junk food, you will gain weight. He is watching TV right now. He is watching TV right now. The newspaper published an article on the importance of volunteering. The newspaper published an article on the importance of volunteering. His stepmother is a civil engineer. His stepmother is a civil engineer. Is there a customer service desk in this store? Is there a customer service desk in this store? The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. Let me know if you want to go for a walk. Let me know if you want to go for a walk. Sometimes they can decrease. Sometimes they can decrease. Shouldn't he help out at night? Shouldn't he help out at night? I'm going to the library today. I'm going to the library today. My colleague was a spy. My colleague was a spy. Exercise is very easy for him. Exercise is very easy for him. The fire in the forest got out of control. The fire in the forest got out of control. These are cold drinks. These are cold drinks. Does it change every day? Does it change every day? When we reach the summit, we will have climbed for 2 hours. When we reach the summit, we will have climbed for 2 hours. 1. I don't notice anything special about it. 1. I don't notice anything special about it. I have to connect at noon. I have to connect at noon. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. 1 day ago can be a plumber. 1 day ago can be a plumber. Covering. Covering. I was born in a small town. I was born in a small town. Is there any milk in the fridge? Is there any milk in the fridge? I had an accident last night. I had an accident last night. There is bad weather here all year round. There is bad weather here all year round. Despite. Despite. I've already eaten dinner. I've already eaten dinner. They took a shower. They took a shower. He visited his parents this weekend. He visited his parents this weekend. Did he often write lyrics? Did he often write lyrics? Don't I have to complete it every day? Don't I have to complete it every day? It rained heavily all day. It rained heavily all day. Can they come to our house for dinner? Can they come to our house for dinner? He's already made dinner. He's already made dinner. Did they lie at night? Did they lie at night? Let's make our own personal opening. Let's make our own personal opening. I walked to school yesterday. I walked to school yesterday. Will you come in at night? Will you come in at night? Doesn't he call at sunrise? Doesn't he call at sunrise? They ate dinner. They ate dinner. Istanbul is Turkey's largest city. Istanbul is Turkey's largest city. If he had enough money, he could go to college. If he had enough money, he could go to college. The Sahara Desert is the hottest desert in the world. The Sahara Desert is the hottest desert in the world. Are my siblings interns? Are my siblings interns? I will also attend the meeting. I will also attend the meeting. He got the job even though he didn't have much experience. He got the job even though he didn't have much experience. Doesn't he answer? Doesn't he answer? He should practice playing the piano every day. He should practice playing the piano every day. Why did you walk? Why did you walk? Have you seen Clark? Have you seen Clark? Tony, we'll be at your house in 5 days. Tony, we'll be at your house in 5 days. Can't I wash it every day? Can't I wash it every day? Are your grandchildren barbers? Are your grandchildren barbers? In 5 years I will have a baby. In 5 years I will have a baby. If they invited me, I would join the party. If they invited me, I would join the party. Was our friend a fireman? Was our friend a fireman? He has to referee after 2 days. He has to referee after 2 days. She is knitting a sweater. She is knitting a sweater. Yes, breakfast is included in your room. Yes, breakfast is included in your room. If it's not dangerous, I'll go out. If it's not dangerous, I'll go out. You can ignore me. You can ignore me. Thanks in advance. Thanks in advance. Those pictures cost a lot of money. Those pictures cost a lot of money. Will it subside at night? Will it subside at night? He brushes his teeth before going to bed. He brushes his teeth before going to bed. Loses often. Loses often. I listened to a podcast on my way to work this morning. I listened to a podcast on my way to work this morning. What it looks like. What it looks like. I have a big brick house. I have a big brick house. She is a passionate activist and fights for social justice. She is a passionate activist and fights for social justice. They usually have dinner at a restaurant. They usually have dinner at a restaurant. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. Where are you from? Where are you from? Sorry, pets are not allowed in the hotel. Sorry, pets are not allowed in the hotel. Weren't they ignored next year? Weren't they ignored next year? Are you going to the party on Saturday? Are you going to the party on Saturday? Can I travel? Can I travel? Should it be tested after 4 nights? Should it be tested after 4 nights? It is interesting to visit historical places. It is interesting to visit historical places. Can I request a specific product brand? Can I request a specific product brand? We can't find the metro station. We can't find the metro station. What are you working on? What are you working on? He watches the stars at night. He watches the stars at night. I visited a museum. I visited a museum. Don't you anticipate 1 century ahead? Don't you anticipate 1 century ahead? May I help you? May I help you? They shouldn't hit. They shouldn't hit. How did you walk? How did you walk? Both of us. Both of us. Don't you see the "No pets allowed" sign? You cannot bring your dog inside. Don't you see the "No pets allowed" sign? You cannot bring your dog inside. We're throwing a party on Saturday. We're throwing a party on Saturday. We continue to check. We continue to check. I always say, thank you. I always say, thank you. How many siblings do you have? How many siblings do you have? It was the best choice among the candidates. It was the best choice among the candidates. Digest. Digest. Whose pen is this? Whose pen is this? In the afternoon, we should be homeowners. In the afternoon, we should be homeowners. Our mother-in-law was a landscape architect. Our mother-in-law was a landscape architect. Her voice is better than anyone else's. Her voice is better than anyone else's. Where can I find pet supplies? Where can I find pet supplies? What was that? What was that? Can I find international food in this store? Can I find international food in this store? Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. Were we always nanny? Were we always nanny? Did he come with? Did he come with? They could not immediately become entrepreneurs. They could not immediately become entrepreneurs. Temporary. Temporary. I saw the man who was your father. I saw the man who was your father. The movie looks interesting. The movie looks interesting. That's incredible. That's incredible. Can't I exist every day? Can't I exist every day? It's easy to get lost in a new city. It's easy to get lost in a new city. He is a very reliable person. He is a very reliable person. They did not return. They did not return. Can I help you find a comfortable seat? Can I help you find a comfortable seat? You may not bother. You may not bother. Consistency. Consistency. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. I need to buy a new toaster with more slots. They watch TV after dinner. They watch TV after dinner. He had already left the office when I called him. He had already left the office when I called him. Can I pay by credit card? Can I pay by credit card? Shall we go swimming or play mini golf? Shall we go swimming or play mini golf? He won't forget your birthday, will he? He won't forget your birthday, will he? May I help you? May I help you? His wife is a mechanic. His wife is a mechanic. Should not take. Should not take. The house is old. The house is old. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? Aware of the situation. Aware of the situation. We'll run into more obstacles down the road. We'll run into more obstacles down the road. If you eat too much, you will feel sick. If you eat too much, you will feel sick. Debris. Debris. They are enjoying the sunset. They are enjoying the sunset. When he's finished cooking, he'll have set the table. When he's finished cooking, he'll have set the table. They want to buy a new car. They want to buy a new car. I will speak English with my children. I will speak English with my children. Finding a job is difficult. Finding a job is difficult. They respond to our request for a quiet place. They respond to our request for a quiet place. Was my brother an artist? Was my brother an artist? Summer is hotter than spring. Summer is hotter than spring. He made a cup of tea before going to bed. He made a cup of tea before going to bed. English is spoken all over the world. English is spoken all over the world. Will we decide in a century? Will we decide in a century? After 5 months, you cannot control it. After 5 months, you cannot control it. I have enough experience to apply for the job. I have enough experience to apply for the job. Future. Future. Rewrite and expand the text below for John. Rewrite and expand the text below for John. His stepson was a salesman. His stepson was a salesman. I will speak English with my children. I will speak English with my children. As soon as possible. As soon as possible. Can surround weekly. Can surround weekly. We cleaned the house all day. We cleaned the house all day. The car was repaired by a mechanic. The car was repaired by a mechanic. Your stepdaughter is a pediatrician. Your stepdaughter is a pediatrician. Justice. Justice. He was born in the 1980s. He was born in the 1980s. Do you not recommend after 4 months? Do you not recommend after 4 months? My mother will come to us. My mother will come to us. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. The suitcase is too heavy for me to carry. If they called me, I would answer the phone. If they called me, I would answer the phone. Continuous learning is important for personal development. Continuous learning is important for personal development. Should it be chosen? Should it be chosen? I work as a teacher. I work as a teacher. A little. A little. He is reading a book in the library. He is reading a book in the library. I could run fast back then. I could run fast back then. Can't make it after a year? Can't make it after a year? Isn't there a proxy at night? Isn't there a proxy at night? Are you going to join the party tonight? Are you going to join the party tonight? I want you to go. I want you to go. The bus was full of people. The bus was full of people. Does it diversify? Does it diversify? Stepped. Stepped. He is sitting next to me. He is sitting next to me. They had lived in the same house for 20 years before they moved in. They had lived in the same house for 20 years before they moved in. When we reach the destination, we have traveled for 5 hours. When we reach the destination, we have traveled for 5 hours. I'm too tall. I'm too tall. Can he be happy? Can he be happy? You don't become a dietitian right away. You don't become a dietitian right away. We also ask the teacher a lot of questions. We also ask the teacher a lot of questions. I'm not interested in playing video games, he said. I'm not interested in playing video games, he said. The team is studying for the basketball game. The team is studying for the basketball game. He is always late for his appointments, which annoys his friends. He is always late for his appointments, which annoys his friends. As you know, we have a competition every week. As you know, we have a competition every week. Make a wine. Make a wine. Would disappear. Would disappear. Passionate about helping others. Passionate about helping others. Should not respond every week. Should not respond every week. Is our mother a lawyer? Is our mother a lawyer? In 20 years I will be moving to a new city. In 20 years I will be moving to a new city. He's not wearing glasses. He's not wearing glasses. I couldn't deal. I couldn't deal. He won't buy the car until he takes it for a test drive. He won't buy the car until he takes it for a test drive. Tried a new recipe for dinner. Tried a new recipe for dinner. They can do daily floristry. They can do daily floristry. I'm in the room with the music. I'm in the room with the music. How does this work? How does this work? I will blame it often. I will blame it often. Can I see your passport, please? Can I see your passport, please? Add soon? Add soon? We are playing 2 years later. We are playing 2 years later. This necklace is worthless. This necklace is worthless. Buy it yourself. Buy it yourself. 1 minute. I will go and check. 1 minute. I will go and check. I could go to school. I could go to school. I don't notice anything special about the subject at hand. I don't notice anything special about the subject at hand. The movie we watched last night was amazing. The movie we watched last night was amazing. Do I complete? Do I complete? I need to buy some textbooks. Where can I find the campus bookstore? I need to buy some textbooks. Where can I find the campus bookstore? Don't you see the "No Entry" sign? You can't get in there. Don't you see the "No Entry" sign? You can't get in there. Can you tell me where the bath tissue is? Can you tell me where the bath tissue is? How would you like? How would you like? You will marry me in 10 years. You will marry me in 10 years. I just wanted to see if the world would really change. I just wanted to see if the world would really change. Can't I teach? Can't I teach? They don't think after 4 hours. They don't think after 4 hours. We were talking on the phone when the accident happened. We were talking on the phone when the accident happened. Why didn't you attend the meeting? Asked. Why didn't you attend the meeting? Asked. All students passed the exam. All students passed the exam. There is some sugar in the bowl. There is some sugar in the bowl. Not a combine harvester at sunset. Not a combine harvester at sunset. I believe in my ability to overcome obstacles, even when challenging. I believe in my ability to overcome obstacles, even when challenging. It's nice to receive praise. It's nice to receive praise. Shouldn't we serve the next day? Shouldn't we serve the next day? They are studying for the math exam. They are studying for the math exam. Although it is a small apartment, it has everything I need. Although it is a small apartment, it has everything I need. Matt, boil some water. Matt, boil some water. He was not a horseman in the twilight. He was not a horseman in the twilight. This much. This much. Too busy to join us for lunch. Too busy to join us for lunch. Quickly. Quickly. We were playing board games with our family. We were playing board games with our family. I will go to school. I will go to school. Next year he will be doing his own business for 5 years. Next year he will be doing his own business for 5 years. Do you have nut-free snacks? Do you have nut-free snacks? Your nephew is the decorator. Your nephew is the decorator. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? Do you mind if I examine your throat? Do you mind if I examine your throat? To influence. To influence. May I assist you? May I assist you? Who's that? He is my brother. Who's that? He is my brother. Can I taste this salad dressing sample? Can I taste this salad dressing sample? He visited his friend in another city. He visited his friend in another city. He will be an architect in 2 nights. He will be an architect in 2 nights. His father is a hematologist. His father is a hematologist. He was the stepdaughter's race car driver. He was the stepdaughter's race car driver. He plays the guitar every day. He plays the guitar every day. The weather is beautiful today. How about a picnic? The weather is beautiful today. How about a picnic? Shouldn't there be a butcher every 2 weeks? Shouldn't there be a butcher every 2 weeks? Can you turn off the lights? Can you turn off the lights? I will tell John. I will tell John. Is our stepson the bailiff? Is our stepson the bailiff? You will never see me again. You will never see me again. Don't I prove it every week? Don't I prove it every week? Have you ever been to Asia? Have you ever been to Asia? After breakfast we went for a walk. After breakfast we went for a walk. Surrender. surrender. His other son's name is Tommy. His other son's name is Tommy. Are my grandchildren anthropologists? Are my grandchildren anthropologists? Prices rise due to inflation. Prices rise due to inflation. The design of the new building was praised for its innovative style. The design of the new building was praised for its innovative style. I agree with your thinking. I agree with your thinking. Arranging flowers in a vase. Arranging flowers in a vase. If we had followed the instructions, we would not have failed. If we had followed the instructions, we would not have failed. Avoid eating junk food to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Avoid eating junk food to maintain a healthy lifestyle. The East Coast was hit by a severe storm. The East Coast was hit by a severe storm. We go swimming every Sunday. We go swimming every Sunday. I'm going to watch a movie in English. I'm going to watch a movie in English. You are not normally a cashier. You are not normally a cashier. How to better manage inter-team dependencies. How to better manage inter-team dependencies. She sang in the school choir. She sang in the school choir. Part of a meeting. Part of a meeting. It didn't work last year. It didn't work last year. Looking for a bike. Looking for a bike. He never forgets to call his parents. He never forgets to call his parents. What is the best way to get from the airport to the campus? What is the best way to get from the airport to the campus? I shouldn't continue. I shouldn't continue. Will I do it 4 centuries later? Will I do it 4 centuries later? Don't they iron every day? Don't they iron every day? If I have time, I will help you with your project. If I have time, I will help you with your project. He hates being late. He hates being late. Was his brother a shepherd? Was his brother a shepherd? To pretend. To pretend. Swipe all your other photos while showing only one. Swipe all your other photos while showing only one. They had a gardener mow and fertilize their lawn. They had a gardener mow and fertilize their lawn. Although it is a small company, it has a strong customer base. Although it is a small company, it has a strong customer base. Not used after 2 hours? Not used after 2 hours? Are our cousins receptionists? Are our cousins receptionists? Which movie would you like to watch? Action or love? Which movie would you like to watch? Action or love? I'm going to the cafe. I'm going to the cafe. He'd better take a break before he gets tired. He'd better take a break before he gets tired. Then they shouldn't be detective. Then they shouldn't be detective. Not signing weekly? Not signing weekly? Will you go to school today? Will you go to school today? Can I find international food in this store? Can I find international food in this store? Patient. Patient. Was her sister a supervisor? Was her sister a supervisor? Didn't you just declare war? Didn't you just declare war? I teach children English. I teach children English. The pink dress suits you better than the yellow one. The pink dress suits you better than the yellow one. Subtract. Subtract. I try to avoid processed foods in my diet. I try to avoid processed foods in my diet. Do you like reading books? Do you like reading books? 5 years later he can take care of it. 5 years later he can take care of it. Don't you look? Don't you look? They will adopt a dog from the shelter. They will adopt a dog from the shelter. Can we have lunch together one day? Can we have lunch together one day? Editor at dusk. Editor at dusk. Were his cousins dietitians? Were his cousins dietitians? In 10 years I will take a trip to Asia. In 10 years I will take a trip to Asia. I can tour it. I can tour it. I see him often. I see him often. What a talented musician. What a talented musician. Students were writing an essay for their homework. Students were writing an essay for their homework. The problem was reported to the administrator. The problem was reported to the administrator. Have you traveled the world? Have you traveled the world? Do they study English at school? Do they study English at school? After 4 evenings, he may not fight. After 4 evenings, he may not fight. You are not cream. You are not cream. We've been friends since high school. We've been friends since high school. Wouldn't he run after 4 days? Wouldn't he run after 4 days? I live in a small house. I live in a small house. Part of the meeting. Part of the meeting. Mary's favorite color is blue. Mary's favorite color is blue. Well, nowadays there is a lot of investment in my country. Well, nowadays there is a lot of investment in my country. Choreographer, can't you do it after 4 weekends? Choreographer, can't you do it after 4 weekends? I am cold. Can you turn on the heater, please? I am cold. Can you turn on the heater, please? I did not follow the recipe correctly and as a result the food was not good. I did not follow the recipe correctly and as a result the food was not good. He was born on a cold winter day. He was born on a cold winter day. We trust each other. We trust each other. How is education going? How is education going? I won't warn you in a minute. I won't warn you in a minute. Isn't he a Tyler at 3 o'clock at midnight? Isn't he a Tyler at 3 o'clock at midnight? Did he say anything to you? Did he say anything to you? We will be married for 5 years next month. We will be married for 5 years next month. Can you help me find the bread aisle? Can you help me find the bread aisle? John Good Young. John Good Young. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. The store opens at 9 a.m. The store opens at 9 a.m. Relating to. Relating to. They visited the museum on Sunday. They visited the museum on Sunday. My aunt was the manager. My aunt was the manager. Your half-brother is the undertaker. Your half-brother is the undertaker. We accept at sunrise. We accept at sunrise. We'll be back in a week. We'll be back in a week. The toaster is perfect for making small meals. The toaster is perfect for making small meals. Will it close? Will it close? I need to print some documents. Do you know where the nearest printer is? I need to print some documents. Do you know where the nearest printer is? He won't be back at dawn. He won't be back at dawn. It is important to use new words to improve your English. It is important to use new words to improve your English. He still hasn't replied to my email. He still hasn't replied to my email. I do not know what to do. I do not know what to do. I am silent. I am silent. Do you want me to check your answers? Do you want me to check your answers? Wasn't he the advertiser next year? Wasn't he the advertiser next year? Did not provide daily training. Did not provide daily training. Do you have gluten-free options for cookies? Do you have gluten-free options for cookies? Descendants were recruiters. Descendants were recruiters. There is progress. There is progress. I'm meeting with John after work. I'm meeting with John after work. Proactive. Proactive. They talk about their plans for the weekend. They talk about their plans for the weekend. Should it roll at dawn? Should it roll at dawn? By the time he returns, I will have cleaned the whole house. By the time he returns, I will have cleaned the whole house. He has been working here since January. He has been working here since January. Okay, you don't even need to talk. Okay, you don't even need to talk. It started to rain heavily. It started to rain heavily. It's not important. It's not important. Added last year. Added last year. We are learning how to salsa. We are learning how to salsa. Your half-sister was a businesswoman. Your half-sister was a businesswoman. Can't judge in the twilight? Can't judge in the twilight? Was his uncle a shepherd? Was his uncle a shepherd? You can lay tiles after 3 months. You can lay tiles after 3 months. He talks to himself when he's nervous. He talks to himself when he's nervous. They can adopt a healthier lifestyle. They can adopt a healthier lifestyle. Can I return an expired product? Can I return an expired product? What symptoms are you experiencing? What symptoms are you experiencing? I couldn't solve. I couldn't solve. He may need to borrow your car. He may need to borrow your car. The store closes at 6 p.m. The store closes at 6 p.m. Was strong. Was strong. We should be hopeful for next year. We should be hopeful for next year. Where are you from? I'm from Turkey. Where are you from? I'm from Turkey. Can't we accept weekly? Can't we accept weekly? The concert had already started when we got there. The concert had already started when we got there. He drives carefully. He drives carefully. The teacher made the students read a book as homework. The teacher made the students read a book as homework. Would he hunt at sunrise? Would he hunt at sunrise? Your grandpa is the babysitter. Your grandpa is the babysitter. Traveling is not comfortable. Traveling is not comfortable. You cannot get points. You cannot get points. I am an intensive care specialist every day. I am an intensive care specialist every day. You should practice speaking English every day. You should practice speaking English every day. I want to go for a run. I want to go for a run. Our team will be in the office. Our team will be in the office. Format. Format. I didn't want a big house. I didn't want a big house. Was his grandson a doctor? Was his grandson a doctor? You will immediately become the second man. You will immediately become the second man. Our team won the match. Our team won the match. He will start a new job next week. He will start a new job next week. He learned to ride a bike. He learned to ride a bike. The clock on the wall is ticking. The clock on the wall is ticking. Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? Do you sign? Do you sign? Should do. Should do. Will they care now? Will they care now? They can become beekeepers after 4 weeks. They can become beekeepers after 4 weeks. The newspaper published an article on the importance of volunteering. The newspaper published an article on the importance of volunteering. Shouldn't they be sculptors after 4 evenings? Shouldn't they be sculptors after 4 evenings? Someone else will die in 13 minutes, unless I find him first. Someone else will die in 13 minutes, unless I find him first. Are their mother-in-laws songwriters? Are their mother-in-laws songwriters? Can I have the menu, please? Can I have the menu, please? She was painting for her art class. She was painting for her art class. They got it now. They got it now. It is 7:15. It is 7:15. You weren't a mechanic 3 minutes ago. You weren't a mechanic 3 minutes ago. Was it working regularly before it hurt the knee? Was it working regularly before it hurt the knee? Yes, how many do you want? Yes, how many do you want? We have a signed contract for the project. We have a signed contract for the project. The food prepared by the chef was delicious. The food prepared by the chef was delicious. The librarian should arrive in 2 minutes. The librarian should arrive in 2 minutes. They always go for a walk after dinner. They always go for a walk after dinner. He was working in the office until late last night. He was working in the office until late last night. He won't leave until he's done. He won't leave until he's done. He had been studying English for years when he decided to take the proficiency exam. He had been studying English for years when he decided to take the proficiency exam. I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you. Can I do plumbing at dusk? Can I do plumbing at dusk? He proves it. He proves it. Habit. Habit. Why I will be angry. Why I will be angry. Won't he be a scientist in 5 seconds? Won't he be a scientist in 5 seconds? Then lose a weekend? Then lose a weekend? This is beyond the limits of possibility. This is beyond the limits of possibility. Lately. Lately. My mother was a great cook. My mother was a great cook. Not a combine harvester at sunset. Not a combine harvester at sunset. The restaurant will close at midnight. The restaurant will close at midnight. Does it have to be an actress every year? Does it have to be an actress every year? The newspaper published an article on the importance of education. The newspaper published an article on the importance of education. The attitude I'm trying to try is a shot, so I'll attribute the atmosphere to the August sun. The attitude I'm trying to try is a shot, so I'll attribute the atmosphere to the August sun. He watched a movie with his girlfriend. He watched a movie with his girlfriend. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. He enjoys playing video games in his spare time. Not a civil engineer in 4 weeks? Not a civil engineer in 4 weeks? Keep doing. Keep doing. Can't always analyze? Can't always analyze? You always listen to music while driving. You always listen to music while driving. I took a photography workshop to improve my composition skills. I took a photography workshop to improve my composition skills. Do we have to cry after 2 days? Do we have to cry after 2 days? She shouldn't be modeling at dawn. She shouldn't be modeling at dawn. What kind of pastry would you like? What kind of pastry would you like? There are many words that I don't understand. There are many words that I don't understand. If I had more time, I could have finished this project. If I had more time, I could have finished this project. We are in Britannia, remember. We are in Britannia, remember. I'm looking for a room with a river view. I'm looking for a room with a river view. Shouldn't you be a weekly technician? Shouldn't you be a weekly technician? As soon as possible. As soon as possible. Descendants are sailors. Descendants are sailors. Is there a problem? Is there a problem? They can support now. They can support now. Put forward. Put forward. Is your favorite fruit apple or orange? Is your favorite fruit apple or orange? Should not be retired at dusk. Should not be retired at dusk. Tend to. Tend to. Wouldn't it be the police after 5 nights? Wouldn't it be the police after 5 nights? I need to have this surgery as soon as possible. I need to have this surgery as soon as possible. Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? Your cousins are journalists. Your cousins are journalists. Wouldn't he climb every day? Wouldn't he climb every day? Would you recommend me to try? Would you recommend me to try? You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. Always announces. Always announces. Will print every year. Will print every year. It cannot be mentioned. It cannot be mentioned. We've seen that movie before. We've seen that movie before. I'm meeting John after school. I'm meeting John after school. Can you ignore the sunrise? Can you ignore the sunrise? Aren't you going to take pictures from time to time? Aren't you going to take pictures from time to time? For I am in the room with the toys. For I am in the room with the toys. He is working on a draft of the novel. He is working on a draft of the novel. Will he be out of shape sometimes? Will he be out of shape sometimes? They gratefully accepted the gift. They gratefully accepted the gift. I will attend a workshop on leadership skills. I will attend a workshop on leadership skills. Couldn't you have been a consultant 3 centuries ago? Couldn't you have been a consultant 3 centuries ago? Then it may appear. Then it may appear. It is compared one night later. It is compared one night later. I wish I didn't have to work on the weekends. I wish I didn't have to work on the weekends. It was like, they don't have it right away. They don't have it right away. We were cleaning the house before the guests arrived. We were cleaning the house before the guests arrived. They cost in a second. They cost in a second. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. I don't want to lose a lot of things to look good. We couldn't be a monthly songwriter. We couldn't be a monthly songwriter.